Will Liverpool repeat and become back-to-back EPL champions? Will Arsenal finally take that next step and claim the throne for their own? Will Man City get back to their winning ways after a trophyless season? And can the hottest team in football, Chelsea, keep it going into the English Premier League season? In this video, I'm going to give you my predictions for who will win the EPL this season. And also, I'll be giving you my pick for who will score the most goals, my top 4 standings, the best new signing, my pick to get relegated, and a week 1 parlay at the end of the video. I'm super excited. It's the best time of the year. We're going to get the best football in the world in the English Premier League starting this weekend, and I'm pumped, man. But before we do that, you do have to listen to my disclaimer. I am an American footy fan. All opinions in this video come from an American. So with that, just know that I am an American that likes footy. So without any further ado, let's get right down to it. Now let's start by taking a look at the odds. To win the entire Premier League, right now, the books have Chelsea at plus 800, followed by Man City at plus 350, followed by Arsenal at plus 250, and currently sitting as the favorites to win the EPL is last year's champion Liverpool at plus 175. So for my standings, I am going to agree with the casinos on this one. In 4th place, I have Chelsea coming in at plus 800. Probably not going to win the league, but I do think they're going to have a good season this year. They had an incredible Club World Cup, beating PSG the way they did. I mean, it was a great showing. They were winning games left and right, and I thought they looked good. I think the EPL will present some challenges for them, as I think that the top 3 teams are just a tier above. I know Cole Palmer is a beast. Obviously, he used to play for Man City. Not really play, more like sat the bench and kept the bench warm for the starters. But still, man, that guy is an absolute problem. Chelsea's a well-rounded team. They play defense very well. But I just don't think it's enough to win the EPL. I do believe that the other 3 teams are just a little bit higher caliber of a team than Chelsea. So from 4th place, I have Chelsea coming in and getting that 4th place spot. Now, this is where I do disagree with the books. In 3rd place, I have Liverpool, last year's champion, coming in 3rd place. And I'm just not impressed, man. I know they have a ton of moving parts. I know they spent a ton of money, in the offseason here. The transfer window still isn't closed, so these clubs might be looking different here in a few months. So it is kind of hard to make predictions when you don't know how the entire roster is going to shake out, throughout the season. But man, I think that they're going to have a fall off big time in this season. I'm expecting big things from Arsenal and Manchester City, which we talk about here in a second. But yeah, I have the reigning defending champions coming off their Crystal Palace loss and coming into this season finishing in 3rd place. I know that's a bit of a hot take. You can let me know in the comments, but I don't believe, man. I'm not a believer in Mohamed Salah. He's a great player. But I don't know, man. I think they're coming in 3rd. I just have high expectations for the next 2 teams. Now coming in 2nd place, I have Manchester City. I know you can see my bucket hat right here. That is my team. I am a fan of Manchester City. I think Erling Haaland is the best player walking the earth right now. But I don't think it's going to be enough, man. I think that they also have a lot of moving parts. They're going to have to deal with a big injury to Rodri here early in the season. I do think that he will be back, in time to play their most important games. He will miss the Man United game, which will be big. Which, side note, honorable mention, I do have Man United finishing 5th this year. A significant improvement, I should say, from last year's debacle. But even Man City, man, they had a tough season last year. Everyone expects big things from them always. They spend big like no one else. And this year, I think they're going to come up a little bit short. I think they finished in 2nd place, runner-ups to the number 1 team, the team I think will win the entire Premier League, Arsenal. I think Arsenal will take that next step. I think plus 250 is a great bet to bet on Arsenal here. You're basically only, kind of in a race here with Manchester City and Liverpool. I don't expect Chelsea to get involved. I think it's a 3-horse race in this league this year. And I think that Arsenal, adding who they did, in the offseason here will play a big factor. The big thing with Arsenal last year was they couldn't beat anybody. They were just drawing like crazy. Arsenal, I think they drew over 20 games last year, which on one hand, they were close to losing most of those games. If they lose half those games, man, their standing, on the table will be way different. But also, on the other hand, if they could just get a little bit more offense, they're winning those games, and they probably could have won the title. And I think that their signing of Victor Eucharist is going to play a big factor, man. This guy is the truth. Guy had like 50 million goals last season, probably the most sought-after striker in the world, and Arsenal got their man. I'm expecting big things from him, enough to push them over the edge and finally hoist the EPL trophy. So for my winner this season, I have Arsenal, the Gunners, winning the league and getting their trophy. Up next, let's talk about the top scorer, who I think will score the most goals this year. And again, let's start with the odds. In fourth place for the fourth highest favorite, we have Victor Gyökeres, the guy I was just talking about, coming in Arsenal. The problem with him is that he also has a very good striker on his team, Saka, and it's going to be hard to divvy up the goals there. I'm expecting a lot of offense from Arsenal this year. They're moving the ball well. They can pass and have vision, unlike any other team, I believe at least. And I think that Gyökeres is going to be a big factor in that. But I can see why he is only the fourth favorite to win, the top scorer award here, because I just don't see him getting enough opportunities. He is going to have to adjust to playing in the EPL here. He was playing in a lower tier league, but I still think that he's going to flourish here. I'm expecting 20 to 25 goals in the Premier League from Gyökeres this season, and I think he's going to be a star, man. But ultimately, I do not think he will score the most goals this year. Coming up next is Alexander Isak, coming in at plus 600, who, again, I do not think is going to be winning this award. He's actually going through some transfer situations here. I believe a lot of teams are bidding on him. He probably will end up on a new team throughout this season. So, just a lot of going on with him. I don't think he will win this award. So it comes down to the two highest scores, two best odds to win this award, Mohamed Salah or Erling Haaland. Salah is plus 500, which I do think is really good value. Erling Haaland at plus 150, the favorite to win this award, score the most goals. The thing with him is that he has to stay on the field, right? He has to stay on the pitch. And if he gets injured, man, this is going to be wide open. That plus 650 on Gyökeres, that plus 500 on Salah is going to be looking good if at any point Haaland misses games in this season. But I don't think that's going to happen, guys. Erling Haaland will score the most goals in the English Premier League this season. And at plus 150, I like those odds. So give me Erling Haaland to score the most. He's going to be getting a ton of opportunities here with Manchester City, kind of lacking that offense. And especially with, Kevin De Bruyne leaving Manchester City, they're definitely going to have to overcome. There's going to be an adjustment period, but I think they have the pieces. I think they've brought in enough good players here to continue Erling Haaland's, historic pace. And I think it continues this year. So give me Erling Haaland plus 150 to score the most goals in the English Premier League this year. Now, my next topic I want to talk about is the best new signing. And we've kind of talked about him throughout this video, man. It's got to be Victor Gyökeres for Arsenal, man. Arsenal is a team that was just always right there. They're always right there, and they just couldn't get past that, that line to really push them into the title. And I think that he's the missing piece, boys. I think that he will lead this team to great things this year. I don't know about the Champions League or anything like that, but I am confident that they win the Premier League, man. I think that he's going to play a big factor. I think he's going to be the clear best new signing of this season. So best new signing award for me goes to Victor Gyökeres. Now, my relegated pick here, I could honestly pick three teams. I think all three of these teams will get relegated, and these are their odds to get relegated. Burnley comes in at minus 300 to get relegated. That's a lock. You can parlay that up with anything. They will get relegated this season. They do not have enough talent to compete in this league, and they'll be gone after this year. After that, I have Sunderland, getting relegated at plus 275. Same kind of mentality there. I don't think they have enough to compete. I don't think they have enough, winning games this year. You get 3 points for winning, and I don't think they're going to be getting 3 points very often this year. So they will be gone after this year as well. And this one, my last pick to get relegated, comes in at plus money. Leeds at plus 120 to get relegated. I don't think that's a bad pick. I think they will fire their coach early in this season. I actually think that their coach will be the first coach to get fired in the English Premier League, and I think they'll get relegated after this year. So for me, my three teams to get relegated, Burnley, Sunderland, and Leeds. Now, it's time for my parlay for week 1. And it's obvious to me. I'm going with the best three teams, man. I'm parlaying Liverpool, Arsenal, and Manchester City. Liverpool plays on Friday, while Manchester City plays on Saturday, and Arsenal plays on Sunday. So hopefully, Liverpool can get us on that, on the board here with a big win. I believe they're on minus 350 on the odds. And I believe it's a good price, man. I think they win that game, especially coming off that loss to Crystal Palace. They definitely have to win and make a statement. That was kind of a weird loss to take, especially with the penalties that they missed. And so I think they come out, get 3 points right away to start the season, followed by Manchester City, who plays Wolverhampton. The Wolves aren't very good. Wouldn't be shocked if they get relegated either. But I think Man City, has been looking good. I really liked how they looked in the Club World Cup and in their preseason game. They have a ton of moving parts. They're dealing with some injuries as well, but I think they're still, a world above the Wolves here, and I think that they win as well. They're on minus 200 currently right now. And then Arsenal. Arsenal is actually plus money against Man United. They actually have a very tough game in the first game of the season, and that's going to be a big-time benchmark for both clubs. If Man United can get a draw or win, that's a big statement. Arsenal definitely has to avoid the draw. This is going to be the trickiest, most riskiest leg of the parlay week 1. But I think they do it, man. I'm expecting big things. I wouldn't be shocked if Eucharist scores in this game. Makes a big statement in his first Premier League game with Arsenal. But I think it's going to happen, man. Give me Liverpool, Arsenal, and Manchester City week 1 parlay. And that'll do it, guys. That's my English Premier League prediction this year, my first year doing it. I believe at the end of the season, we'll come back and review how I did. But I'm confident in the Gunners, man. Give me Arsenal. I think it's going to be a big year for them. And I think it's actually going to be a big year for Man City, man. Everyone's kind of down on them after last year. The whole situation with Pep, is he going to leave? Kevin De Bruyne leaving with the best passer ever in EPL history. But no doubt about it. They have the best player. Erling Haaland's a GOAT. He's the future GOAT. And he's just a savage. So I think he's going to lead this team to great things. I love the signings that they've made. And they're still making moves, man. They're moving parts like crazy right now. It's a very active transfer window for them. So, yeah, I'm expecting big things from Arsenal and Man City. I'm expecting a drop-off from Liverpool. And Chelsea is always, in the mix. Man United probably will have a bounce-back season as well. But they also have a lot of moving parts. So thanks for watching, guys. Let's go Arsenal for my bet. Not when they play Man City. I hope they lose by 5 goals. But, yeah, man, that's it. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys. And I'll see you guys next year. Peace.